Thanks for joining us on the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team. I'm Yetta Decker.
I'm Ken Decker.
And the rest of the team joins us from time to time on the show. And they let us, I was going to say crazy people. I was going to say us.
No.
Us what?
You see, while we're recording this, some people might think, because we're recording the video and we want you to hear us on CHRI as well. While we're doing this, somebody has to be helping our clients, right?
Right. And this is only half an hour a week. So it's not that we're out of the ability to help clients. And yet in that half hour, everything that needs to get done is in fact getting done.
Yes, and it would be distracting if we had the whole team here
the
studio.
We're distracting enough, I think. So you're joining us back for the second show on questions that people ask of us. And I attempted in the first show a few weeks ago, to simply ask the questions. We all know that if you were watching, that I failed miserably at that. And we also know that Ken answered 2 questions incorrectly, which was really cool. On air for you. It was beautiful. So I have a lifetime record that I can keep.
Yes. Answered the question incorrectly. I had a little Freudian slip on a stat.
Oh, you tripped words up. I heard it. Everybody heard it.
That's the beauty with live radio.
I know, and video. It's wonderful. So today I am going to work again at simply asking the question and not answering them. And we'll see how that goes. So Ken, kind of interesting. Do you have support staff working for you? Kind of ties into what we were just talking about.
Yes, thank goodness.
Yes, thank goodness.
Thank goodness I have support staff. Because you know what? The truth of the matter is, if you're a real estate agent and you don't have any support, then what's happening is you're changing hats, right?
A lot.
You have a hat on it that says negotiator. You take that off. You have a hat on it that says sign installer. Then you take that hat off. You put another one that says I'm the person that takes the pictures. And you take that hat off. I'm the person that enters that data onto the computer. You take that off. I'm the guy that fixes the copier when it's broken. I'm the guy that fixes the printer, and I go to, I fix my laptop when it doesn't work. Or I'm the guy that does everything, right?
Including the social media, including the property
all the marketing.
brochures.
Right. So what we've really done is we've said, okay, let's specialize. Just like, if you've got a surgery you're going to go in for, you don't want your GP coming and doing the surgery, the anesthesiology, and every part of that surgery, right? You want a team. Yeah. You want a team in there that all have their individual expertise that helps keep you alive. And that's what we've done at the Decker team. We have a marketing specialist, we have a client care specialist, and we have a promise keeper. And a promise keeper really is anything that I say I'll do that is more administrative, they will do it. So it gets done. Yeah. And what we've done is we've taken the things that a realtor and only a licensed realtor can do, and we've kept those specifically for our licensed realtors. Right. And that's go on appointments, negotiate, show property, price property, answer questions, all that kind of stuff.
Right. That sounds like you figured it out.
How was that for answering a question?
That was pretty good. I didn't get to say anything.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I can say, because that's not awesome if I don't get to share some experience and insight.
You're the question asker.
Well, that's
so you can say, Ken, you did a really great job of answering that question.
You did pretty good.
Yeah, so we have a team. To that, not only do we have a team of support people to make sure that paperwork goes out on time and it's typed properly and the marketing's done right. We also have a team of realtors. Right. And that becomes important, especially at holiday time, because because nobody wants to work 365 days a year.
And this year it would have been 366.
Yes, and not take any days off at all, because then you're going to have basically a zombie working for you, right?
And that doesn't work for the client.
Somebody that's in a body, but they're not really thinking. They're not alive in the head because they're worn out. Right. And so when a realtor takes a break, other people on the team just step right in seamlessly, because it's not like we're asking somebody in the office that doesn't have any knowledge of our clients because the whole team has knowledge of all of our clients.
Right. So it's actually a really seamless, beautiful thing. And when I first started in the industry, I didn't have that. I mean, it wasn't even something really anybody did back then. I had one of the first assistants and also one of the first agents to come alongside and work with me. And it was such a foreign concept that people kind of looked at you sideways, especially people in the industry.
Yeah, it was so foreign that our brokerage says, oh, no, you only get one desk. You remember that? And we said, fine, we're going to work from home and our assistant can have our desk.
Yeah, I don't need to come into the office. I got to be out with clients anyway, helping them get their properties on the market and get them sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was before we owned the brokerage. Now that we own the brokerage, Keller Williams, Saldrock Realty,
we can have as many desks
as we want. Yeah. Yes. So it makes it much easier. We actually get to have one in the office, and yet we're not found sitting in it very often.
No, my car's pretty much my office.
Yeah, and mine too.
Thank goodness for cell phones and emails and data links and voice activation in cars and all that good stuff that makes our business so much easier now.
Yeah. And so the support team really do assist the realtor in being able to be truly present when they're with a client. I think that's one thing that's really been amazing. If I'm in an appointment, often a client will at some point say, you don't have a cell phone? It's like, oh, of course I have a cell phone. It's just it's in my car. And it's in my car so that when I'm with you, I'm actually with you. And I know that if it's something, that paperwork that needs to get sent somewhere, or even that there's interest on one of the other properties we have for sale, that there is either a support team member or a realtor member that is available to answer that question right there, right now.
Absolutely.
Which has been liberating, freeing.
For everybody.
We
actually have a better life and lifestyle for us, and our clients are actually getting a better service, better product from us.
But because we're fresh.
Yeah, and
we're not wearing every hat known to mankind.
And I'm not as good at marketing or websites as other people are. I'm just not.
No, we hire people way better than him and way better than me in those areas, right? They can run circles around us, around all those kinds of things. And even something so simple as a client saying, could you provide me a window cleaner? Could you provide me a guy to service something in my house? We have hundreds of relationships. And so that's something the Promise Keeper and the client care specialist will send off. And we'll usually do what's called an introduction, which is simply an email that introduces the person looking for the service to the person we know and trust that provide the service, and then let you guys get connected and sort of figure it out from there. And if you are somebody that provides a service and you want to get on our preferred recommendation list, because we do this every day, we're giving out connecting people.
That's true.
Connect with us and let us know what you do. We like to test the services, if at all possible, first before we are promoting that, and or one of our trusted people that have already had your experience with you. Then we will take their word for it as well. So that's another thing that our team does that we couldn't be doing right here while we're talking to you on air, could we?
No, we couldn't.
And our clients tell us it's valuable.
And I'm going to take us down a little
Of course you are.
bunny trail. Or piggy trail.
No, it's a piggy trail. We don't do bunny trails.
No, we do piggy banks, so it's piggy trail. And this piggy trail is, if you're a service provider, then you're probably in sales, right? And if you're selling something, if you're out there listening to this radio show and you have a product that you sell, whether it be yourself, your contracting, your whatever it is, then you just may want to join us on September 23rd in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Well, we have Lisa Nichols coming in. She starred in the movie The Secret, and she's been on Oprah and Larry King and all kinds of stuff. She's
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
She's a kind of a rag to riches story where she didn't even have money to buy diapers for her baby, a single mom. And she's made it, and she does. She has a company called Motivating the Masses, and she also does a lot of sales training. So she's going to be doing sales training on the morning of the 23rd. So
that's a Friday.
That's a Friday.
So save the date
now. 23rd
now.
of September.
Yes.
Yes. So you got some time. Although tickets may sell out. And give us a call if you're anyway interested in that, right? Give us a call, 613-860-4663. Most of my realtors will be there, and you just may want to get in on that.
Yeah,
training.
anybody in the sales industry, really, for the morning. And then in the evening, there's going to be an evening symposium for men, women, people of all ages, all preferences, all everything, really. It's just going to be an incredible evening where Lisa's going to speak to living the story you want told. Yeah. So that you can also get if you Facebook us or connect with us at the team. We will get you the information for those. It is the first time ever that Lisa is coming to the nation's capital.
Wow.
I know, and you said that like with no enthusiasm. Where have you been?
She's sponsored by the Decker team.
Yes, she is. So that's just a great little sidebar that you got us off on a piggy trail on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, wonderful.
You have any more questions for me?
I do. So how will you market my home for my best advantage?
That's a great question, Yetta.
I didn't ask it.
No, somebody did, but it's a great question. So, first of all, for your advantages, again, we want to make sure that we're marketing at the right price. Then the second thing is...
That was the last show.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I just briefly said it. And then the second thing is we want to market as your property in as best a light as absolutely possible. And that's why we have high-end camera equipment for video and still photography.
Yeah.
And we have wide-angle lenses that are quality so they don't distort, the house. You don't have round corners in your house, And we make sure the lighting's right. We very high resolution, so everything's not grainy. Your lighting's proper. And then even if we missed it just slightly in the photography side of things, we bring it back. We have a very expensive editing software to make sure that we fix the lighting, fix the contrast before those pictures go out.
Right. So when Ken's saying we, he doesn't actually mean Ken and Yetta are doing
we
any of
as
those
the Decker
things.
team.
We as the Decker team.
Absolutely.
And there's a specialist on the team that's specifically what they're focusing on. And at one point, there was a lot of pressure for us to outsource those kinds of things. And I think that's what a lot of teams do, whether individual agents or even teams, they outsource to companies that don't have a vested interest in just your business and in just our clients or their clients. And so what we decided quite a few years ago was to take on that expense, and it was a significant scare at the beginning, to just buy the equipment because it's professional, real equipment. And then the second piece was to hire somebody that was really their sole purpose was representing the properties that we bring to market well.
Yeah, and I think it's just so important when you talked about marketing to get the best value for you, right? That has to do
for the seller.
For the seller.
Yeah.
That has to do with making sure that the pictures depict the property in its best light and size, right? If I'm using a poor camera with not a wide angle lens and I take a picture of a bedroom, typically all I'm going to get is the bed. So I really can't see the size. I can't see what's on the floor. I can't see the ceiling. I can't see very much of the room. And so that's a bit of an issue.
And then in addition to that, though, you don't always want a wide angle lens because then sometimes you make the rooms look bigger than they are. So we actually have a series of lenses so that they can put the right lens for the right room so that you're giving a fair representation of the home. Because how many times have clients of ours gone to see other properties? We looked at the photos and thought, wow, that space is incredible. And then we get there to discover it's a third of the size that we thought it was.
Well, yeah, and that's why you look at the measurements.
I know. Sometimes, you forget that part.
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't mean anything to a client. So even if they've looked at the measurements, because sometimes with the measurements, they can be misleading as well because maybe it goes to a back wall, but it's really a hallway.
There's a hallway in the room.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, so
hallway
they
in the
measure
room.
the measure
And
of
so
the
you
room, including
measure,
the hallway. Yep.
right. And
Yep.
so the measurements don't always tell you the whole story.
That's
Thanks
true.
for catching me up on that,
Yeah.
though.
So if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team. And I'm Ken, and this is Yetta, my partner. Yeah, in multiple ways.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So
and
have you answered?
no, marketing still, all I did was talk about photos and quality and that kind of stuff. Now it's where are we going to put that?
Oh, yeah. That's part of
Right?
marketing, isn't it?
Yeah.
A property presentation.
So we syndicated it out,
Okay.
so it's going to go to multiple websites. We also share our data. So if you Google your address after being with us for a week or so, you're probably going to find it in the Google Sheets. First of all, the first couple pages will be your property. Second thing is, it's going to be on a RE/MAX website. It's going to be on a C21 website. It's going to be on a Royal LePage website. It's going to be all over the place because we don't want to keep it to ourselves. Some do.
Yeah.
Some
companies,
some
not the Decker
companies-
team,
no,
not some of our clients.
no,
Our
some-
clients all share nice and playing good in the sandbox.
And the reason we want to do that is we want the broadest exposure of your property to find the right buyer who's willing to pay the most amount of money. Now, the other companies that choose not to share with other brokerages that way,
Yeah.
what they're trying to do is get the buyer to call them so that they pick up a buyer. We like working with buyers,
We love them.
but what we're interested in when we list your property for sale, it's not so much to use it as bait to find a buyer, it's to get it sold for you. And it's just a difference in focus. And I'm not saying all realtors, whatever, they all have their different business ways of marketing properties and running their business. That just happens to be the Decker team's focus is if we take a listing, a property that you want sold, all our efforts are getting that property sold.
Right. Because
Okay.
I have no interest in having a for sale sign on a property.
No.
Absolutely zero.
And we are in
Why don't I want one?
we want a sold sign on the property.
There you
'cause
go.
That attracts other clients.
That does. And lately we've been using yay sold and woohoo sold on our signs. And it was one of our clients that said, it's been a long journey. We attempted to sell it privately before we called you. It was an exasperating experience. It sold quite quickly with us, and yet it was a long overall journey. And she said, could we not put woohoo sold on it? And I went, well, that's a little silly, no? And she goes, no, that would be awesome. So we had custom signs made. And while we were having them made, we decided that yay sold fit there as well. And so since then, we still have a few of the regular sold out there, which are kind of boring.
So when you sell with us, you may get one of 3 sold signs on your property. Anyway, it's sold.
That's
and
true.
You can do your happy dance. I had a client just last week tell me, can I do the happy dance? I said, no. Once we get the final fulfillment, you can do the happy dance. And then I called her and said, we're getting it, but I don't have it on paper yet. She said, so I can't do my happy dance yet? I said, no. So then we got it on paper. It's sold firm. And I called her up. And the only thing I said was, you can do your happy dance now. She was so excited.
And then the yay sold could go up.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm even getting texts from people driving by saying they're smiling because they're reading what's on the signs. People that we've worked with in the past that didn't have the luxury of anything except sold.
Yes.
Which was still good.
Yes.
Still a good luxury.
So marketing is more than just websites. It's the signage.
Yes.
It's the quality of the YouTube videos. It's the quality of the magazines that we will sometimes put properties in. We're doing a little less print advertising than we did, say, 10 years ago.
We're still
and yet
doing
we have a lot of print advertising.
Which is targeted, which is getting results.
Yes.
And then e-newsletters.
Yep.
Right? So even that presentation in the industry or in the marketplace, targeted.
Yep. And then we have our newsletter, 15,000 homes it goes out to, which we put our properties in. So tons and tons of ways we have of marketing. There's the old open house, which I think there's a question on that in a little bit.
I don't think we're going to get there. Like, what do we answer? 3 questions in a half an hour? This is absolutely the silliest thing
You got
going.
to ask the questions faster. Let's go.
It's not me. You got to answer them faster or something. I don't know. So is there anything else around marketing advantage that I really need to know when I'm bringing my property to market? Because I don't think you've covered it all.
No. Well, there's pricing strategy. And sometimes what we're going to do is if you choose to price slightly under the market, and now I'm just talking slightly, and then what we may do is delay showings, delay offers in the strategy of getting a multiple offers and getting more than market value. And some of our clients choose that marketing strategy. And
which works good.
Well, it works great.
In the right neighborhoods, right house, right location. There's just so many factors to take into consideration.
Yeah, if your property is very unique and it may take a long time to find a buyer, that strategy may not work for you.
It won't.
It won't work for you. And so we're gonna discuss marketing strategies and pricing strategies one-on-one at your kitchen table or dining room table, and really set a custom plan that's going to work for your home, your motivation, your desires of how quick you want things to happen, and all of that. We take it all into consideration. We consult with you, and ultimately you decide. And then secondly, we decide, because you ultimately decide at what value you're willing to market it at and who you want to pick. And then we choose whether we want to work with you if we think we can meet your expectations. Right. Because one of the things I always say is, if we feel we can't meet your expectations, I'd rather turn you down now than let you down later. Yeah,
so if we're pretty confident that what somebody wants us to do, we don't feel confident can be done by anybody,
we'll say no thanks.
Then we'll say no thanks. And that was hard at the beginning. And now I find it easy, actually, because I feel like if I don't tell the truth up front, the market will uncover the truth for you anyway. Yeah. So I have done no favors for anybody. I've actually harmed somebody by letting them have it exposed in the market for a long time and just simply had that for sale sign rather than that sold sign ever showing up. Mm-hmm. So being able to have those real marketing conversations, which is part of pricing. The other part of marketing is really the condition of the property.
Yep. And it's really knowing the market. I mean, we just recently sold a property that was listed almost $500,000 more, and it's been
not with us.
It's been for sale.
Okay,
not with us.
Thank you.
But I'm just saying it was listed for so much.
5 years, on and off for 5 years.
Yeah, and finally they called us in and we said, "Well, here's the truth. Yeah. Here's the truth about your property," and we got it sold. Yeah. But they started at 500,000 more and then went down and different realtors and finally got us.
Yeah. And it was hard to sit in front of them and say, I understand
what you've been told.
What you've been told.
And
I understand the expectation. I understand the amazing comments that the neighbors give you about the property. It is one of the best views I've ever seen in real estate. It has some incredible merits to the property, and the market is not representative of where it's priced. Yeah. And that's a hard thing to tell.
Yeah, sometimes we kind of shake our head at what values have been on properties before. But that's a whole nother kettle of fish. So
it certainly is. So marketing also includes your print marketing, the property brochures. We have our marketing specialists do up probably one of the top 2 or 3 brochures I've ever seen on a property.
Magazine quality.
Magazine quality. It's 12 by 18, folded in half, 8 sides, I guess it is. Anyway, it's stunning and it is representative, and every home deserves that.
Yeah, really. What we've done is we've taken the marketing that we learned for the luxury home market, kind of the $1 million plus or 750 plus home, and we've said, okay, let's apply everything we've learned to every property we list for sale. So it doesn't matter whether you have a condo or a townhouse or whatever it is, we're going to market it.
Right, even if it's a $150,000 property in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we're going to market it pretty much the same way. We may not put it in a luxury magazine.
Well, we know we wouldn't.
We won't.
We can't.
Because that just looks silly. But we will, use the same photography, the same quality property brochure. Every piece of the process is going to be the same. Now, if it's a rental, we're not going to do full video and things, unless it's one heck of a rental. But we don't generally rent, the $600,000 to $20,000 a month kind of rentals.
Right.
So, So, Yetta.
Yes, Ken.
We have a few minutes left.
I know. This goes quick, guys. You're going to have to join us on yet another show down the road. We'll give it a few weeks, though, because maybe you can't enjoy this banter back and forth. It's taking a long time to answer just a few simple questions, Ken.
They're not simple questions.
They're good questions.
Well, they're good questions. Yeah. They're simple in that they're short and they're clear and concise. The answers are more involved.
Yeah. And social media is a piece of those answers, too, around marketing. We didn't even mention that. Of course, that's there, too. So we have an amazing property that you will want to check out. It is on a gorgeous lot just outside Metcalfe, $589,000, picturesque, inviting, built in the 2000s, like 2003, so still very contemporary, very modern, very engaging. Yes. So you need to call us if you want to see that house.
Just a second.
Or any house.
You see, what I'm dreaming of, because it's pretty warm.
It is.
It's pretty hot.
It is.
And this property has a wonderful in-ground pool.
It does.
So if you're sitting there, maybe even, although this is fairly early in the morning, right, 9:30, you might already be sweating a little bit because it's pretty warm.
I don't sweat. I glow.
You perspire a little bit, I think, from time to time,
no,
but not too
glow.
much.
It's just a glow.
Yeah, it's just a glow. Yes, you glow. Yes, and all you ladies out there that glow and would like to cool off in a pool, this has an in-ground swimming pool.
It does.
Which would be fabulous for the kids, because the kids, I don't know about you. We don't have kids. We have grandkids
children.
now. No,
we still have children.
Let me finish my sentence. We don't have kids that are still in school.
Correct.
Okay, but we have grandkids that are in school.
Yes.
And I think if you have children, summer goes by so fast if you have a swimming pool.
Right, because they can spend the summer or those couple of months out there.
Huge number of hours out there.
Yeah.
Getting exercise, having fun.
Bringing their friends over, then you know where your kids are.
Yeah, they're always in your backyard, and so are all the neighbors' kids.
Exactly.
Yeah? But it's good.
Perfect. So if you're interested in that property or any property, whether it's listed with the Decker team or listed elsewhere, call us, because I think you're going to enjoy the care that we're going to take of you, and also we can expose you to every property that's for sale in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. So how would they reach you, Mr. Decker?
613-860-4663. Give us a shout. Operators are standing by.
Especially for those tickets for September 23rd.
Oh, yes. If you want to go to the Lisa Nichols sales event in the morning, give us a call and register your seat. 613-860-4663. We're glad. We're excited. And we're appreciative that you tuned in to the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team.
Thank you.
What you wanna do?